everybody, and welcome back to the Blu-ray Hunter. I'm the Blu-ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and we've got a fun show for you guys. We're going to be doing my top 10 Criterion recommendations. So right now is November. In a couple days, I believe, like I think it's on Friday. They usually do it on Friday. Friday will be like the first day of the Criterion sale. So, it's usually Friday. And I heard that. I heard it was like the 7th that they were gonna have it. So I figured, why not? It's gonna be a couple days. I'm gonna be out in LA. I'm gonna be buying more movies. I'm probably gonna buy one on that Friday. Like I'm gonna see if I can run into a Barnes and Noble and do a video of me in the Barnes and Noble. I don't know how nice they are in LA about that, but like a little video of me inside the Barnes and Noble picking up my first Criterion of the month. It's not going to be my last. I will probably pick up at least four more, if not more than that, but we'll see. So yes. So here we go. I'm going to talk about my top 10 recommendations and you can tell me what are you guys looking forward to. But these are movies I already own and that I've seen, and the big stipulation had to be that I've seen it. It didn't necessarily have to be something I had seen. I think all of these are ones I've seen on the Criterion, but they weren't necessarily ones I had to see on the Criterion, but had to be ones that I've already seen. So the first up is a John Huston production, and it's the movie Asphalt Jungle. When I first saw this movie recently, I fell in love. I was like, this is great. Um, don't tell Paul this, but I think this movie is better than The Killing, which is it's very similar to. I feel like this movie is a better movie, and that was Stanley Kubrick, but that was young Stanley Kubrick. I bet if he had done this, this sort of thing after like, his success with The Shining and stuff like that, I think it would have been different. But absolutely love The Asphalt Jungle. It's a really good movie. And it's got some great special features too. It's got a audio commentary from 2004 by film historian Drew Casper, featuring archival recordings of actor James Whitmore. And so it's got a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to read all this stuff. But you can go on the Criterion uh, page and find out more information on their website about it if you're interested. But that is it is a basically a heist movie, and it's one of those like what was it 50s? Yeah, 1950 movie, and I just thought it was really good. The It started like Sterling Hayden, Lewis Calhern, with Gene Hagen, James Whitmore, Sam Jaffe, and John McInerney. So it's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. Speaking of really good movie, Straw Dogs. Now these are not in order of anything except for the fact that there'll be five Blu-rays and five 4Ks. So there's no order to my 10. There's not like 10, whatever. But there is an order in like that there's five and five. But Straw Dogs, I just watched this year. I absolutely loved it. It just blew me away. It's a great movie. Dustin Hoffman is incredible. Sam Peckinpah, incredible. Susan George is just gorgeous. Just amazing movie. I highly recommend it, especially if you like violent movies. This is a very violent movie. Next is a Joe Micklin Silver movie I got. It's called Chilly Scenes of Winter. We did this for Criterion Watch, and I absolutely love this movie. Should have been a 4K. I actually sad it's not a 4K. It is a really good movie, especially during the winter time. I almost feel like this is going to be a movie I watch almost every winter. It just gives you that feeling and everything, especially if you're really like a hopeless romantic like myself. This is definitely a perfect movie. It stars John Hurd as the lead. He's That's almost unheard of. Sorry for the pun, but he's never hardly the lead. He's always like Yeah, like in Big, he was the sort of the bad guy, whatever. In Home Alone, he's the dad. I mean, Sharknado was his last movie, poor guy. So or one of his last movies. It might not have been his last, but it was one of them. Mary Beth Hurt is also in it, and so is Peter Reichert, Kenneth McMillan, and Gloria Graham. What a fantastic cast. Just a great movie. And if you wanna, it has this amazing documentary, like interviews with the people who produced it, and it's incredible. Like the stuff that they did, how they made this movie, just awesome. Just really great movie. Speaking wow, I'm telling you, these are why these are my recommendations because these are really really good movies. Another one is Local Hero. I probably talked about this before in a recommendation, but I forgot, and it's been a while, so I'm gonna do this again. Paul recommended this movie because this is his favorite film of all time, and I can see why. Very beautiful scenery. It takes place, I believe, in Scotland. Um, Bill Forsyth is the director. Yep, a village in Scotland and it's just amazing. Such a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's incredible. It's also got Peter Reichert in it as well, who's in Chilly Scenes of Winter. It's got Dennis Lawson, Fulton McKay, and Burt Lancaster. Bill Forsyth does an incredible job writing and directing the movie, and it's probably my favorite of his too. And it's not my favorite movie, but I can see why it's Paul's favorite. He's got that nostalgia for it that I just don't have. All right. So while this is going on, so if you watch the last video that I did, where I did like a review of My Best Friend is a Vampire, I talked about this, but I'm gonna be in LA when this airs. I'm already gonna have it scheduled and ready and all that fun stuff. So it's going to be up and ready by um yeah, by Tuesday. And so while there, I did not show my dad this yet, and I'm kind of sad because this does take place in Hollywood, but I don't think it really shows any of the like the scenery or any of the cool things. But it's a movie about Hollywood. It's called The Player, and we did this for Criterion Watch a while ago. We also did a local hero, and we also did Chili Season Winter. So we have not done Straw Dogs, and what was the first one? Asphalt Jungle. Those two we did not do, but these three we did do. And The Player is an incredible film. If you haven't seen it, it is really, really good. It's a really good thriller by Robert Altman. Um, and I mean, the cast, I mean, it's Tim Robbins. It's also got Peter Gallagher, Whoopi Goldberg, Greta uh, Scacchi, Dean Stockwell, and Fred Ward, as long as with so many other people. There's lots of cameos and lots of, interesting things. So this is a really good one. If you haven't seen The Player, definitely watch it. The character's name, I forgot what the character's name was, but it's the same name as um, what's the guy from Breaking Bad? Oh my God, you're gonna kill me. But in the studio, the head of the studio has the same name. Uh, you know. My brain is just so bad right now. But anyway, wonderful movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a try. Give it a shot. Okay. Next after that is Mulholland Drive, which I did not watch this month, which I should have, because I think we're gonna go down Mulholland Drive. My dad would not like this movie, so I didn't show it to him, and I didn't end up watching it. And this is already coming off, so I'm just gonna take this off, which kind of sucks, but I mean it will look better than what it is. Anyway, Mulholland Drive, great, great movie. Probably one of my favorite David Lynch movies. This one stars Justin Theroux, Naomi Watts, Elena Herring, Ann Miller, Robert Forster as well. So, great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a thriller. It's very weird, as David Lynch's movies usually are. Rest in peace, David. We miss you already. So there you go. Oh, I definitely recommend this movie. I fell in love with it, and we're gonna be doing it for Criterion Watch at some point. But these are the 4Ks, by the way. So this is a 4K of it, and then also a 4K of The Big Heat. The Big Heat is incredible. This is a like gangster, hard-boiled detective, kind of movie. If you haven't seen it, it's Fritz Lang, who did M. Um, I am one of the people in the minority who thought M was okay. But I really, I don't know. I wasn't blown away by it like I thought I was going to be, and I may have to watch it again. You know, a lot of people are going to get me on that. They're going to yell at me about that, but it's just I bought the movie like excited to watch it, and then I was like, I don't know, this is not what I was expecting. So, um, but this movie really did blow me away. A lot of the modern tropes that we have for detective stuff felt like it came from this movie. So I definitely highly recommend that one. All right. This is another 4K, obviously. These are all 4Ks. The rest. Wings of Desire. We did this for Criterion Watch as well. This was a film that Paul picked out. I had never heard of it. And then I watched it. At first, I was not into it. I was like, oh God, this looks really, really boring. Then the more you watch it, the more you get into it and you get invested and you start really, really liking it. And I had to buy the 4K because the movie does look really beautiful. And so the 4K, the beautiful black and white cinematography. This was Wim Wenders. Um, you might know his name, like you might see it as it looks like Wim Wenders, but it's Wim Wenders. He Bruno Gans is the lead. Solveig, Dom Martin, Otto Sander, Kurt Boyus, and everybody will always remember Peter Falk from being in this movie. Such a great movie about angels and sort of what guardian angels, that kind of thing. Angels that are just looking out for us and everything, and what if one of them wanted to become human, sort of thing. It was a very existential sort of movie, but I had a blast. It was I think the movie City of Angels is a like a semi remake of this movie without actually being called like the same movie, so very similar. Um, next movie. This is also coming off. Why is this doing this? All right. Next is a yeah, I gotta have a Terry Gilliam movie on there. I'm actually surprised they didn't have Alfred Hitchcock because I picked this a while ago. I didn't put Alfred Hitchcock stuff in there. I think because I picked them before, so I wanted to try to get new movies or new movies that I watched or things I haven't mentioned first. So, The Fisher King. What an incredible got Robin Williams movie. God, I almost said Robert Williams. Robin Williams movie with Jeff Bridges. It is so good. I think if I'm correct, either the mom from Karate Kid or the mom from Big is in this movie. Somebody, a mom from one of the movies. It's just a really wonderful movie. It's directed by Terry Gilliam, and it's just not, this isn't a movie that could be made today. You know, this is definitely a movie that people that audiences would be like, what the heck? And no studio would approve this movie. But thank God that they did back in the day. It just was incredible. Deborah Hill produced it, the woman who produced like Halloween and a bunch of John Carpenter stuff. I mean, it is just really, 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 really well done, and I love it. And last, but definitely not least, and this is probably one of my favorites. It is a Billy Wilder film, and if you all know me very well, you know I'm a huge Wilder fan. Billy Wilder and Gene Wilder, but Billy Wilder especially, and that is Double Indemnity. Also, to go along, like if you wanted to do a really cool double feature, it'd be perfect for pairing up with these two movies. But Double Indemnity is incredible. Oops. Double Indemnity is incredible. It's um what I really really liked about it was Barbara Stanwyck is just great in it. Fred McMurray is good. There's a lot of like stuff in there. Um, a runner up, I think, and especially to go if you want to do a triple feature, is Mildred Pierce, which is such a strange movie, but I didn't put it in this pile because I don't know, these two are more my favorite. But I would definitely watch Mildred Pierce again and probably review it at some point because that one is really, really good as well. But man, Double Indemnity, man, it is the dialogue is incredible because it wasn't just Billy Wilder, is Billy Wilder and Raymond Chandler, and Raymond Chandler is just such a good dialogue writer, you know. So anyway, these are what I totally recommend of these movies. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys haven't seen any of those movies, please let me know. If you have seen them and you like them, let me know. If you don't like them, also let me know. If there's something about one of them that you're just not into, that's fine. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not somebody who's going to tell you that these are the best movies. You know, I just, these are total recommendations based on myself and knowing that I'm a huge fan of all of these movies. And I think the reason I picked a lot of these Blu-rays is because a lot of these Blu-rays aren't on 4K. For the player's not on 4K, Local Heroes not on 4K, Chili Scenes of Winter's definitely not, Straw Dog's not, and Asphalt Jungle. I don't know if they'll ever get one. I hope, honestly, I hope they get upgraded, but who knows, you know? So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you soon. Next episode is the 11 movies that I watched this, or ranking the 11th movies I watched last month. So, get ready for that. It's going to be interesting having me already having these up and loaded and stuff and probably promoted that day, you know, or whatever. But like, I'm going to be out doing stuff like a million things. I really appreciate everybody who's come to these pages and has watched whatever I'm doing. Hopefully that recommendation helps you pick things that are coming. That's not my only recommendations. Trust me, I have a whole load of these movies. Almost every one of them I recommend. There might be a couple ones I'm like I'll give you an example. Speaking of Terry Gilliam, not really a big fan of Jabberwocky. I thought it was okay. It wasn't that funny. I thought it was going to be a lot funnier, especially with that crew. And I'm a huge Time Bandits fan. I like Fisher King more. I had to pick between Fisher King and Time Bandits. I picked Fisher King because we've reviewed Time Bandits. We have not reviewed Fisher King yet, and I think I want to do that with my friend Jackie because she's such a Robin Williams fan. Though if we get her to come out to Virginia sometime, I will definitely do it then with her. I think she would have a blast with that. But anywho, I just wanted to mention this. Are there recommendations you recommend? Like, are there things that you recommend as far as Criterion? Because please let us know. Until then, everybody, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.